Welcome back to Black Enterprise Business Report. Today, one of the biggest hurdles new entrepreneurs face is finding startup capital for their businesses. Here with insights into how to get some cash for your company is Editor-in-Chief of Black Enterprise, Derek Dingle. Thanks for joining us, Derek.
Caroline, it's a pleasure to be here.
Let's talk about the most traditional route, general banking. What is a startup entrepreneur to do?
Startup entrepreneur these days has to have, better credentials in terms of gaining startup capital. They have to have their financials, they have to have a credit history, not only a personal credit history, but a business credit history, and they have to have a business plan. And the most important thing for an entrepreneur today is to build a relationship with a banker. Let them know about your enterprise. Let them know how it's distinctive from the competition.
And if you have built that relationship prior to walking in the door with your business plan, the better. So networking is key.
Networking is key. I think now is the best time for businesses to go to conferences, to find out what bankers want, to find out where there are other financing sources. That's going to be the key to gaining financing in this environment.
Is the general banking environment right now just really, really tough for new entrepreneurs? Is it something they should be intimidated by?
It's extremely tough, but that means that you have to be more prepared. That means that you have to make sure that you've outlined a clear, defined business objective, and that you know the market that you're going after, and that you know your competitive set. The more information you have, the better your chances are for gaining financing.
You hear a lot of new entrepreneurs, they're so bold these days talking about angel investors, right? They don't want to go the traditional banking route. But angel investors not really so realistic for most people, correct?
Well, your first angel is your friends and family. That's still a route to get your leg up on the ground. But if you have a business that has a specific market share that's attractive to high net worth individuals who are willing to fork over $25,000 to $250,000, that's an opportunity there. There are still sources out there that are looking for the new up-and-coming company. In fact, we have a BE100s company, Mays Chemical, and for years he's been financing new businesses. But you have to have a strong business proposition. You have to show how you can beat out the competition and show how this business is going to grow and become one of the leaders in its industry.
You mentioned the word competition. What about business competitions as a way to seed your new company?
Well, I think the most important thing to do right now is to find partners to be competitive. I think partners are important in terms of gaining financing. Partners are important in terms of gaining contracting opportunities. And there are a number of different incubators that have been created to create partnerships. In fact, there's a incubator that is called Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses, and they match businesses. They gain financing and help people to gain financing through community banks, through nonprofits, and I think that's the best way to establish a link to, one, gaining financing, but strengthening yourself in a competitive sense.
Are there any alternative sources we haven't discussed?
Oh, there are a number of alternative sources. One thing I think that is interesting is that there's been a number of business competitions that have come up, and one business competition that we're tied in with is from 100 entrepreneurs. They have a business pitch competition, and if you're successful, you can gain as much as $10,000. But the bonus is you also gain mentorship. You also gain contacts to make your business successful.
This is the elevator pitch.
That's the elevator pitch, and we have it at our Entrepreneurs Conference, and we'll be having it at our Entrepreneurs Conference this May 2012 in Chicago. Yeah, it's a fantastic competition. You find some new businesses, and they identify what makes them distinctive, and it sharpens their skills in terms of gaining financing. Venture capitalists. If you are in the tech field, that is an area for financing that is ready to you. Venture capitalists are still looking for the next big thing, and you have to prove that you're the next big thing. And then also, for those businesses that need capital quickly, they can go through factoring. And factoring is using your accounts receivables to gain financing. Now, the challenge there is that you'll get 80% on your invoices. However, if you're in the pitch for capital to complete a contract, that's the way to go.
Derek, fantastic advice. Thank you so much for joining us.
Caroline, it was a pleasure to be here.
For more information on how to get startup capital for your new company, log on to blackenterprise.com. And if you have any questions on personal finance, send them to us on Facebook and Twitter. Up next.
Well, Caroline, speaking of getting cash for your company, our Entrepreneur of the Week has a successful strategy after the break.